So this is the Euro Pound analysis for Monday, for December. Now let's have a look what happened with prices and where they're likely to go. So as you can see here, we've had a strong move. Well, this off the strength of the pound, we've got a strong move to the downside. We've come down to support 87.83. Got into a bit of a trading range more recently of this 87.83, and we're essentially trading between 87.83 and 88.30. Pretty sizable trading zone for the Euro Pound, but as you can see here, prices are oscillating in that trading zone. So we have come down close to this the 87.83, and we do seem to have caught some buy side momentum. We'll see how prices react in around the 88.20 or the most recent these most recent highs in around 88.40. If we're able to break above these highs in around the 88.40, we'll be looking to target in around 88.51. A successful break from which we're looking to target 88.74. At 88.74, we do have the confluence of the 200 period moving average. Not far away is a 400 period moving average, so we may see some sell side momentum, possibly take us back down to 88.51. If we do get a negative reaction to these two dynamic levels, which may act as dynamic levels of resistance as we are approaching from underneath, possibly retest that 88.51 before we might get a break from this 88.74 and the 200 and 400 period moving average and move up to 89.20. Now, at present, we do have to be aware of this very strong move over here to your left. But if we do break above 89.20, we're targeting 89.45 to the upside. Let's see, 89.45. So we at present we're at 88.12 at present. So 89.45 may be out of range, the far end of the range possibly being in around 89.20 unless we do have a strong fundamental news catalyst. 89.45 may not come into focus, but it's the very next level we're looking at it once we successfully navigate 89.20. Again, we do have quite a few possible areas of resistance beneath above us, beyond which we're looking for in around at 89.70. 89.70, 89.80, but overall we don't expect prices to move much beyond possibly 89.20 to the upside. Now, if we do break down, it's important to look at levels that we could break down to. So if we just get a scale on it here, correct, and if we do see a breakdown from this 87.83, we'll be talking 87.50 essentially. We've got 87.46 marks out here on the chart, but essentially we're looking for 87.50, beyond which we're targeting this 87 level. It's not marked out in the charts, but it's a round number. We might see a bit of a reaction around that 87 level, but the major level underneath will be around that 86.63, from which we're looking to see some buy side momentum. Again, we're looking for buy side momentum from 87.50 and possibly 87. 87 is marked out, but possibly 87. It's a big question mark over 87, but I'm more confident about 87.50 if we do break down towards 87.50 and 86.63. Those are the levels that we are looking at, and the far end of range possibly being possibly 87 actually. So the far end of the range, we're possibly looking around that 87 region. If we do see a breakdown of prices, we could potentially take trade below this 87.50, so 87 to the far end of the range. Now let's just have a look at the higher time frames before wrapping up here. So if we head over to the monthly chart on the euro against the pound, let's just wait for it to load. Let's get a scale on here, correct, and let's see if I scroll over a little bit here. There we are. So on the euro pound, the monthly chart, overall the euro does appear bullish against the pound. As you can see, we've got a strong move to the upside. We've had a few pullbacks, we've had a pullback there, found support, had another test of that area again. We did see some sell side momentum coming to the market. Now we've got the previous month we did have a test of that 90.24, similar to the month prior, and again we did see some sell side momentum coming to the market. Thing is, we've not had follow through since posting this very bearish candle just there. Instead, we have seen a couple of tests to the upside. So especially with this this pin bar here, this somewhat bullish pin bar, we could potentially see another test of 90.24 before we might get a breakdown of prices further to the downside, possibly downside 20 period moving average. Let's just see what our 20 period moving average is. 20 period moving average currently sits at 86.22, so we have to break below that 86.63. We've got a 20 period moving average currently sitting around at 86.22. It's quite a bit away. but again, it's a level that might come into focus if we do see a continuation. A bit of a follow through from this strong bearish candle just there. Now, overall though, on the euro pound, the move does seem to be the upside. We did put in a bit of a double top here, but we have not seen the follow through thus far, so we do have to remain cautious, as we are still in a somewhat uptrend on the euro against the pound on the monthly time frame. So we'll just have a look at the weekly time frame. So over here on this weekly time frame, as we can see here, we have stalled a bit. We've got to move up, pull back again. We've got to move up, pull back. We did have a bit of a wedge. We broke out to the upside. We did form a bit of a double top just in around that 92.20 region. We did have a major pullback. Just bear with me a second here. So we did have a pullback from that 92.20. We are still operating in shadow of this very bearish candle just there. This very bearish candle just there. We've had a couple of retests at 90.24, and we have seen some sell side momentum come into the market. So we'll see our price react to these previous lows. If we do see buy side momentum come into the market for another retest at 90.24, or if on this occasion we do break down and start targeting levels beneath to the downside. Overall, we do appear on this weekly chart, as long as we are still operating in the shadow of this bearish candle, we do remain cautious with our bullish, in terms of being bullish this market, as we do appear to be a bit range bound, stuck at the 90.24. Successful break of 90.24 could see the invalidation of this very strong bearish candle, but until it's broken decisively, we still have to expect further sell side momentum in the market. So we kind of range bound. It's difficult to say for sure where this market will go, but we do seem poised for more downside momentum, especially in light of last week's candle. Now, last week's candle, there we are. Last week's candle was a very strong bearish candle, closing near its lows. Did have a bit of a wick, so we'll do see our price react to the lower end of this trading range that we have seen some buy side momentum come into the market. Previous lows in around let's see where our previous lows were. Most recent swing in the market was all the way down at 87.33. So yep, 87.33. I've got 87.50 marked out in the chart, so 87.33, so in around that 20 pip zone or so. We see our price react if we do see some buyers in that market, but if we do close successfully into that zone, it should further add to the bearish momentum in the market, as we would have had a high here. We've had a lower high after having rejections from 90.24, so we'll be poised for more downside momentum. Now, let's have a look at the daily chart before wrapping up here. This video is going a lot longer than I like. So on this daily chart, I did mention we're in a bit of a trading zones, and this is where we are. So we've got a high up there. We've gone into a bit of a trading range just here, and we are heading towards the lower end of the range, so we'll see whether we do get some buy side momentum to retest at 9.24, or if we do get a small retracement before we break down to the down, where we see another breakdown, possibly retesting that 400 period average. But we'll be looking to see how prices react in around this area here, in around the 86.63. Beyond that 86.63, we've got a 400 period moving average, and below that we've got a 85.13. Those are levels I'll be looking at to the downside if we do break out of this trading range. But we do have to be aware that we are into daily 200 period moving averages here. The 200 period average was respected there as well, so we do see some buy side momentum of the 200 period moving average on the daily chart. Again, we're down into that area of potential dynamic level of support. Let's just see where the 200 period moving average is currently. It's currently sitting at 87.97, so it's sitting at 88 essentially. So we'll have to see if we can successfully navigate it to the downside, possibly going all the way down to 86.63. But if it does hold, we'll be targeting the levels previously mentioned to the upside. The levels previously mentioned to the upside, possibly going all the way to that 90.24 for possibly another test. We could see a breakdown or a break this time. So that's wrap up the Euro Pound analysis. Thanks for watching.